Welcome you back again to another video lecture on C++ programming, and in this video lecture we'll go ahead and create a simple project that will help us to find the maximum element in an array. Alright, so in this project we're going to create a simple code, and the program is going to help us to dictate the elements of the array and then to go ahead and pick out the highest or the maximum value there. All right, so it's a simple project that we're going to do together. Let's go ahead and kick off immediately by initializing some variables of, let's say, array, and let the array name be amount. All right, so and then let's go ahead and pass in 20 elements, 200 elements right there, and maxi, then the size. Okay, let's use the length instead of size, because then we're going to use the position of the element. So pose, and let pose be equal to 1 and put a semicolon at the end. Alright, so now we go ahead and request the user to insert some elements right inside the array. So go ahead and say enter the number of elements in the array. So that is the first thing you need to do. That is choose range of array elements. So you choose the range of array elements and then go ahead and end line. Now you go ahead and save that using the out input stream. We're going to save that right inside the length. Okay, and put a semicolon at the end. And then the next thing, we need to get the elements of this array, because the first one is the range of the array elements. Now we're going to ask the user to go ahead and insert the element of the array. So you can also go ahead and tell the user to insert length element of the array, so that the user will also know. So insert length element. Go ahead and close that, and also close that. So insert maybe 5 elements of the array only. Alright, so go ahead and close that and end here. Now using the input stream, we go ahead and save that right inside the array of amount. Alright, and because this is an array, we can't just pick it once. Let's go ahead and write a simple code using a for loop that will help us to iterate and pick these things one by one. So go ahead and say int x is equal to 0 and put a semicolon, and then x is less than the length, put a semicolon, then x increment. Alright, so let's go ahead and use cin and save that right inside amount. So now it can be able to pick everything and put in the value of x right in there. Alright, so that is okay. Now we go ahead and say that maxi is equal to the amount, and let that be the first index of the element, and then put a semicolon at the end. So let's assume that we have the first element as the maximum. That is why we say max is equal to the first index. That is the first index of the element of the array as is the maximum. So let's assume we have that. We go ahead and use a for loop to check out others. So using the for loop, I'll go ahead and say int x is equal to 1, put a semicolon, and x less than length, put a semicolon, and x increment. Alright, so let's go ahead and use an if statement to check if the element amount with the value of x is greater than the maximum, which is the first index of the element. So if it is, then maxi is equal to the array element with the element X, so it will now check others because X contains all of them, and it will go ahead and move that from one position to another. Then position is equal to X plus 1, so this will now be able to move. So if any number greater than the maximum found, then we set it as the maximum and we save the location. That is why we have to use position to move from one point to another. Okay, now we've done this, we go ahead and print out the position of that. It's very important. Okay, so when position is printed, we go ahead and print out value as well. So using the maximum, we go ahead and say the maximum element is at position then go ahead and put post, and go ahead and say we give a space and is value is, and is value is maxi. Then go ahead and end line, put a semicolon at the end. So I believe I explained this one by one. Please go ahead and put a semicolon at the end of these. When you have this, that is when the user has inserted the elements, go ahead and put a semicolon at the end of the input stream that collected everything. Now if everything been equal, let's go ahead and run this code and check it out. I believe that there is no other problem. We have pose, so this is position equal to X, position equal to X plus 1. So run this code again and let's check it out. So choose range of array element, let's say 5, and insert 5 elements of the array only. Let's say 56, 56, 78, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 to 1, and the maximum element is at position 4 and its value is 234. Can you see that? Let's go ahead and run this one more time, and let's say we have just 7, and first one, okay, I'm just inserting any number right there. Okay, so the maximum element is at position 7, and that is 7788. You can see that this works out fine, and it can be able to iterate through the array element, pick up the one with its position and print it out for you. So the code is just ready before you guys. Please go ahead and put it down on your own system. You play around with it, you dig in deep and check out more about this. And in case you have any question, please use the question and answer section, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture.